kid, I want like 20 different guys to nut in a cup. Like 20 different races, 20 different guys. I want
You're gonna have the most exotic baby in the world.
No, it's like whoever the best wins. Oh. You know what I mean?
This is Proverbs 15 and 21. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Shalom. Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, with the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today we're known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about this disgusting example of idiocracy amongst our people, that being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? The Israelites, the true Israelites, okay? Now, this freaking whore here on the left, though she looks like an Edomite, she's actually a Judite, right? Her name is Tina Trump, right? She's a porn star, and I forgot her name. Her name's like Kiana something. I just looking up who she was. I didn't even know who this person was. That I had to look up real quick just to see why this was trending. Well, it wasn't so much what she said, right? But it was just the reaction of this simple as Jake here on the right. Okay, this man here on the right, he's a simp, right? And if you don't understand what a simp is, it's an acronym for what is it? It stands for suckers idolizing mediocre pussy, okay? Because that's what this guy is doing, man. He's playing the fool just so he could probably get up in this box, man. But not realizing, man, this is some fucking disgusting ass box here, though, man. Though she may look, you know, pretty on the outside, inside, man, she's fucking full of dead men's bones, right? This may look like a woman, but it's actually a demon that's inside of her, man. You know, this is why she speaks all these wicked things, right? And it's guys like these on the right that have fallen for it, right? Who have held this folly up in great dignity, right? That see this type of wickedness as some sort of enjoyment, right? Not realizing that one, what they're doing is straight up wicked, and their whole concept of it, of mixing all that seed and putting it in her and letting them fight it out, not realizing that it's an idiotic thing, man. You can't, you know, he here was thinking like, oh, all this seed is gonna mix and you're gonna have an exotic baby, thinking that it's gonna be like a quarter, like a 10-part Japanese, 10-part Judite, 10-part Mexican, 10-part so on and so on, right? But it doesn't work that fucking way, man. Right? Though you can be mixed with different, you know, people. Ultimately, the seed that comes out is the seed of the Father, right? So that being said, let's actually get it real quick. It tells you that in Numbers, right? And this is ultimately why I wanted to get this, because recently we've had that idiot seed of Israel, or seed of Jacob, I think his name is, come out saying that, you know, he's killing the whole, you know, seed of the Father in 4 minutes, which he hasn't answered any questions. His whole argument was obliterated, and he just simply keeps speaking out of his emotions, man. That guy is a fucking idiot. But let's just get to this real quick. This is Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, which means their lineage, right, who they come from, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upwards by their polls, right? And we do that exact same thing today, right? Have you heard of last names? Where do you get your last name from? Well, you get it from your father, right? Your father's lineage. You don't get it from your mother unless you're being fucking wicked, right? And then why do you do that? Because you are declaring who you come from by your father's side, his lineage. And why is that? Because it's biblical. You declare your pedigree, your lineage by your father's line, not your mother's line, right? And then when you get into science, you could trace this by the patriarchal DNA line, right? Or what's known as the Y chromosome line, okay? Not the mitochondrial DNA, which is basically the mother's DNA, right? Which doesn't mean shit, right? Yes, the mother nurtures the seed, but ultimately doesn't dictate what comes out, okay? And to that point, the seed determines what spirit is attached to it, man, right? The Bible declares that there's 3 types of people upon this planet, man. The sons of God, which would be the children of Israel, right? The seeds of Israel. The children of men, which are the seeds of these other heathen nations, and the seeds of the wicked, right? These Edomites, right? Depending what seed line you are, dictates what spirit's going to go into you, okay? Now, like they were saying, man, one, that was his folly, right? He didn't even understand, man. He thought she wanted to mix all this seed, not even realizing you can't mix seed like that, man. And that, and second, he was okay with the whole concept of that, okay? Now, first of all, that's fucking wicked as hell, right? And on her side, right? She's all, no, I want them to all fight and compete. Well, do you not realize that having all that seed in you is gonna put a bunch of fucking spirits on you, man? You're gonna have all the spirits of those different people. There's been studies, medical studies, that have shown that DNA from a partner stays with the woman for years, sometimes even up to her death, right? They were finding semen, right? Semen DNA samples in the brain stems of elderly women, okay, to prove that affects the women, that when they get ejaculated into, that those spirits that come from the man get put onto the woman. And why is that? Because the woman starts taking on the traits of the man she's with. Now, what do you think would happen if you fucking put up, seeds of 20 men in a woman? Now, I'm sure this woman, I know for sure this woman has had way more than 20, right? 20 is probably a fucking busy afternoon for her, man. All right, see, this is a defiled, disgusting, example of what it is to live in Babylon, right? But she doesn't know any better, man. She is simply a product of her environment, right? She's trash that's come out of trash, right? Now, ultimately, she shouldn't be like this, right? She should be a princess of Israel. She should be held to higher standards and have some self-respect. But she doesn't, because we've been destroyed as a people, man. Morally, physically, economically, and you name it, we're destroyed by it, man. Right? And this tells you, this is Job 39:17. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding, right? See, and this woman doesn't understand, man. Though she may be getting money right now, she may be, living it up, right? Getting all that high life living, that she posts up on her social media, I'm sure, and making all these porn videos. She thinks she's living the her best life right now, man. Not realizing that when fucking mid-30s, 40s come around, man, this chick is done for, man. She's gonna be tossed out, with the trash, right? And the only person who's gonna end up taking her is gonna be either some fallout reject, simp who's willing to put up with that shit, right? Or she's gonna be fucking there, still trying to, hustle that game and throw around that freaking old ass meat curtain and stuff, right? But but the thing is that she isn't going to have to find out, because I doubt we're gonna get like another, way past anywhere near 10 years of being here, man. She's not gonna go through that, man. This woman here will die in the judgment to come, in Jacob's trouble, or the Armageddon, which will eventually come after that, man. That is, unless she repents, which I doubt she is, man. You know? But again, this just shows you how our people are destroyed, man. Right? That statements like this can be made, and they're looked upon as some sort of ghetto wisdom. Right? This is Titus 1:15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. Right? And these people here, man, they've been destroyed. Right? They have no morals. Right? This is what happens when you have let yourself go and be taken by the beast system. Okay? They are living the Babylonian dream. Right? Meaning that, you know, they have no restrictions on their life, man. They're doing whatever they want, right? Or as the saying goes, they're doing as they wilt, right? The Satanist credo, right? And these are the people who will eventually fall by the sword, or the famine, or the plague. Ultimately, their death is waiting for these people, man, because they won't return to the Lord, right? And ultimately, man, these people, you know, let's say, you know, we weren't close to the end, right? Let's say we, you know, the end was still a far way off, and we were just living, right? Even if they were to have kids and raise them up here in Babylon, those seeds would ultimately be defiled, right? They would be destroyed. And why is that? Well, because life here in Babylon the Great, it leads to death, man. It does not foster a good life, right? It's a perpetual loop of destruction, and it's only getting worse and worse, right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:16. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of the unrighteous bed shall be rooted out, right? And you see that because ultimately what's going to happen is, see, and right here too, the adulterers, not only does it mean physically, right, people who are adulterers, because this woman here, she had a husband, right? She may not have gone through the ceremony, but the first man that she had laid with was her husband, okay? And she probably, you know, got with him, probably spent a couple months with him, and then moved on to the next fucking pole. And ever since then, man, got worse and worse, and now is a professional pole hopper, right? But she's ultimately a physical adulterer, not even knowing it. And then secondly, spiritually, both these people here, they're spiritual adulterers, man. You know, they're out there, they may be atheists, or they're probably, you know, believing in sweet baby Jesus, right? Blue eyes, blonde hair, and all that bullshit, right? But ultimately, these are people who are unrighteous, unfollowers, right? Non-believers, as it says, right? Well, you see what happens, like it tells you here, it says, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of the unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. Now, why is that? Because ultimately, the people who are going about their own ways, who are seeking their own paths, their own crooked paths, let me correct that, their life and their pursuits in this world will ultimately lead them to the destruction of their family seed line, right? Though they may get rich because of something they may have done, something that they have sold out. Yeah, they may get money, but they're going to end up being all drugged out, or they're going to have kids who eventually, you know, come out of the closet, don't have children, and that seed line is cut. Or their children are going to be just destroyed, right? Pansies don't know how to handle themselves, or perpetual children in a state of arrested development, right? Those are that's the seed that shall be rooted out eventually, right? They're the ones who are, you know, lining up first thing in the morning to get those boosters, right? Taking, you know, doing whatever their masters say and not having any form of discretion, right? This is what it means, because ultimately they're following the ways of the world, and the ways of this world lead to death, right? And now, more than ever, it has become more apparent, right? Before, it was just, you know, you got your daily dose of high fructose corn syrup, your radiation, right? Your fluoride in your water, and that was it, right? you became a dumbed down part of the mass. But now you're being poisoned, you're being irradiated, you're being your lungs polluted. Right now here in Los Angeles, there's some crazy ass smog going on, man, and it has to do a lot with those container ships off the coast, man. People are saying that they're causing a lot of this pollution. So I'm sure it's a little bit of that, and I wouldn't put it past these devils that they're overly spraying this area here, man. But right here in downtown LA and in the surrounding areas, this place, I'm telling you, Akim, it looks freaking weird. You cannot really see the mountainsides, man. It is polluted here, right? Now, that being said, a lot of people who are stuck in these areas, man, they have no idea what the hell's going on, man. They're being destroyed, just like, these people that we've seen in this video, they were destroyed, right? They have no idea what's going on, and this ultimately is a result of our judgment, our punishment for going off and being adulterers, spiritual adulterers to our power, to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? Yahweh being the true Hebrew name of the Most High Father, which is Hebrew for He is, and Yahweh Shai being the name of his son, the Messiah, right? Which is Hebrew for He is salvation. Now, that being said, this here is what happens when you go against the Lord. The Lord, put this punishment upon us, man, that our women would be harlots in the streets and that they wouldn't get punished, that our seed would come to naught, and that we would be destroyed in our land of captivity, which is here in America. And these two Jakes here, they are prime examples of that destruction, right? And they don't even know it. They think, like I said, they think they're living their good life, man. But thank God that that He has woken us up, right? That He has spared us. 144 that He has woken us up and has given us these eyes to see, these ears to hear, this mind to understand what's going on, that our enemies are gunning for us, that they are ultimately destroying us, right? And they're doing it in a secret manner, right? They're using these silent weapons for this silent war against you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. So you know what? So when you see stuff like this, man, don't like it. Condemn it, right? If anything, you could post a message, man, just showing how this shit's folly, man. Or, obviously, just be aware of it, man, that our people are destroyed, and this is the shit that they're pushing out to our fellow people, man. So just to show you, man, we need to get out of here, Aki, and we are destroyed, man. And this is just an example of just how destroyed we are, man. All right, Aki, well, hopefully this video was edifying. Just wanted to give a little rant on that. So until next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rakakwadash, double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.